Imagine a world, if you will, full of ghosts. That would be pretty scary, wouldn't it? Imagine if they were right behind you. And if they were right behind you, I would definitely see them before they snuck up on me and scared me. But don't be worried. There's no ghost here. Only in this Digimon deck profile will you see true horrors beyond your comprehension. Welcome, welcome, gamers. It's me, the Blue Raspberry Gamer, with a spooky deck profile. I know Halloween has come to pass, but I've got my new BT23 cards, and I've got decks, So this is the first deck profile of this set I'm coming up with. I'm posting. It's the first one I'm recording, so it's Ghost. We've done this before, and it got a lot of new support that I just wanted to fucking show off, rip that band-aid off, and get in with it. This is the deck I was most excited with. I don't know if it's uber competitive, but it is uber fun. For the egg, we run 4 Demi-Mera for the BT20. Don't run the new egg. This egg is too good. I mean, you could run 5 eggs maybe, but that's yucky. So just run your 4 BT20 Demi-Mera to on deletion grab back any ghost trait Digimon from your trash to hand. And that's just, that's just great because you're always deleting your own shit and you want to just be able to keep getting pieces back. You already have a lot of on deletion, so grabbing stuff back is huge. It's huge. And that's it for level 4s. On to, not level 4s. Oh my god. Rookies. No. What are those called? In training. Level 3s. Jeez Louise. We have 3 BT20 Ghostmon, just the searcher one. He search. He do the lib search, which if you don't know, you grab 1 lib and grab 1 deck trait. For this instance, it's Ghost. And then on deletion, gain 1 memory. And on deletion, you will see a lot of. Then the BT21 Ghostmon, who is the classic Liberator, your turn. You can Digivolve for reduced cost of 1. Pretty fucking good. And on deletion, gain 1 memory. And then stop me if you've heard this one before. BT23 Ghostmon. So we'll play. The rookies play themselves, builds itself. You just play 4/4/4. You can probably cut rookies to get space for other things, but if we want to run the standard deck that I've been playing around with, you're probably going to want to stick with this. This is the newest Ghostmon. On play, on deletion, one of your Digimon gain blocker. So when you play him out with your shenanigans, you usually give it to him. He can block and then give something else blocker. He's a good defensive option, and guess what? Inherit it on deletion, gain 1 memory. Super simple for these rookies. We just want to Ghostmon it out. They all have the Liberator trait. It makes them super searchable, super good. For our level 4s, this is where we might get different than people. I play 4 BT20 Bakemon, Bakemon. Which one? He has the when digivolving of play a tamer. You just play 1 violet. If you don't have 2. If you have 2 violets, you can't play him. But if you have 1 violet, you can. So on deletion, gain 1 memory. And then this is where we're gonna get probably piss people off. We play 2 of the new Bakemon. I know some people don't play it at all, but look, on deletion, gain 1 memory. On deletion, gain 1 memory. He's nice. On play, when digivolving, pop a Digimon to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower, which is nice. On play, he can pop himself to delete, just a small thing on your opponent's field, which you might need to. I also do play 2 promo Bakemon, and look, I got the winner one, which means I am a winner, because I am. At heart, I'm a fucking winner. When digivolving, on play, you can treasure card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower. So you don't have to delete him. You can pitch stuff to do that, which is nice if you want to get things in trash, because now you got more ability to play different levels of shit with this deck. So that's nice to manipulate your trash. And Inherited Retaliation also is important, which is why the last level 4, people like to max out on this. I don't know. He's not a Liberator, so he misses on that. He's just a ghost, and I feel like the retaliation is more important than the other shit. I feel like it's just not as important. Get this out of here. Stop lighting up phone. And the draw 1 trash one is nice, but you can only do it on deletion, which people I feel like when digivolving, yeah, but usually the only one you really want to push out to digivolve is the tamer setter. Other than that, you might want to keep him back until you can do your other shit. But just 2/2/2 of the other Bakemons, and then 4 of the tamer setter one, because you do I feel like you need tamers in this deck. If you don't see your fucking tamers, you're losing, and that's not good. Then, our level 5s. I'm sticking with 4 BT20 Phantomon. He's the best, like, early game aggression you can do. Like, turn, your second turn, push out, Digivolve up into this, and then get a swing in, get it some advantage playing back bodies, and do all your shit. So it's just still super, super good to get him. Playing him now off of the other things, you can now attack because you can give things rush, which is nice. Just feel like he's super, super important. And then the other Phantomon we want to play is the new BT23 one, who has the Liberator kind of warp shenanigans, where if you have the Ghostmon level 3 and a Violet on field, you can Digivolve directly over the Ghostmon by tucking a Bakemon from your trash underneath it for a cost of 3. And then on deletion, both inherit and main, you can play a level 4 or lower Digimon with Ghost straight from the trash. So it's got his same on deletion, but doesn't have his execute, that's why I'm only playing 3 of this. I feel like execute is really nice. I know you do kind of like want to go into the bigger guys now, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you need a lot to go up in that line. So to be able to be flexible with your plays and do different things, I think is important, and this just gives you that flexibility. Our last level 5, 2 Chimeramons. And now Chimera is, I don't know if people still play this, but I don't know. This was a Metal Phantomon, but playing this, I'm like, it might be, we already have blocker stuff, and it might be better just to get those more checks in. Like, this is the aggression you kind of need. It also can clear the board of, like, floodgates, because you're just giving shit minus DP across the board. You'll give, like, minus 2k to the board, which, not the best, but he'll be doing shit. And just getting more swings. You can Digivolve into a Ghostmon, like the big boys, off of him. I just feel like he's super good. It lets you just do different kinds of plays. It lets you set up for different shit. You're gonna spit out a lot of bodies in this deck, and you can't just make them level 4s. You just spit out a bunch of level 4s and DNA for game. So I feel like it's super, super, super helpful. Now onto our level 6s. We play 5. I play 4 old Necromon, BT20 Necromon, which is the security attack +1 and execute. And then on play, when digivolving, on play, on deletion. Got a bunch of fucking abilities, none of them once per turn. On play, when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. Then on play, on deletion, you may play level 5 or lower Ghost with from your trash. So he's really, like, he's realistically what you want to do for your first turn. If you can if you have the time to set up for your first, like, not first turn, but your first big turn of kind of build into the back, and then maybe push out a Phantomon, and then Digivolve into him, and then swing for 2 checks, play out your stuff, and play out, like, because you're playing 2 bodies. Because if you're, as long as you're on top of a Phantomon, you're gonna play out a level 4, and then he can play out a level 5 or lower. So you can play out 2 level 4s, go Chimera, grab him back off the egg, do him again if you keep memory from all the memory you get on deletion, and you kind of see the picture of where you're wanting to go. I play one of the new Necromon. I know some people have to kind of switch these ratios around. I don't know. I'm still playing around with it, but I feel like he just kind of feels worse because he only checks for 1 check, and he is smaller. He's 11k, which I guess you don't care about dying in security, but you do want to complete your. I don't know. I guess he's 11k, so it doesn't matter. He's only doing 1 check, but whatever. I just feel like this one is a little bit stronger, and you want to have more aggression with this deck to end it as quick as possible, because the more time you give decks, the harder it's gonna be to fucking win. And his alterns, so he's on deletion, on play similar. He can play level 5, and then alterns when another Digimon attacks by deleting this Digimon. Delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower, and if this didn't delete, you can end the attack. So it's a weird defensive card, which I don't feel like this deck wants to be too defensive. Is kind of another thing. We need more names. We need more just targets. So eh I really feel on him. But he is a ghost. He is a liberator. He does have execute, so you still can do all your shit if you see him. But I'd rather see the ones that will take 2 security off your opponent. Then our new big guy, our new level 7, Dullahamon. Dula Dullaha? Dullaha. Dullaha? Comment down below. So he's the level 7, and he can Digivolve over the level 5 for a cost of 6. Great, as long as you have a Violet. He has Piercing, Security Hack +1, Execute. Super strong. And then when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level, so the opposite of Necromon. And then if this didn't, this guy gets 5,000 DP. And then on deletion, his important thing is you can play a level 6 from trash. So that's kind of the thing, is you can now play your Necromons back out, and they have really strong on plays. Like especially this one has 2 on plays, delete an opponent's Digimon, and play a level 5 or lower. And you can play so many fucking bodies if you can swing with this guy. You still you don't super need him, and I feel like you're gonna do more damage because it's easier to get into these. But if you can do this, you can do a lot of damage and then just set your opponent up for they lose next turn. And that's kind of the bit with him, is you want to get to a point with this deck. It sort of reminds me of the Jesmon playstyle, where you're not winning in one turn, but you're doing a lot of damage in one turn, taking a lot of security, and then you're going, okay, either you clear my board or I just have game. And that's kind of the play style. And the bit is we don't really have any protection because you know a lot of them have on deletions. You don't mind being deleted, but there's no real protection against that, which is I think the deck's biggest weak point is yeah, you can be deleted from pretty much anything. There's nothing to keep these guys on board. There's a lot of recursion and a lot of like play a guy if you die, so you can set up for that, but eh. Eh. His biggest strength will be just fuck ton of damage. If you can get a level 6 in trash, it's good to just warp up into him, because then you're going to play that level 6 when you die, right? Like, if you can just skip that step entirely, that's also pretty good. That would, like, I have more copies of this, so I could switch it out to this to probably be just another, and that might be, that might be interesting, but for now, I think 2 is fine. On to the Tamers. We have the most important one, 4 BT20 Violets. This one's the most important one. It gives you memory start a turn if your opponent has a Digimon. And then its your turn effect is the crazy one, which is when a ghost is deleted by tapping this tamer, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon with ghost, reduced by 2. That's super important because it combos well with this card. So this Violet. I'm not even going to read the first effect because it's not super important right now. What's more important is it's your turn. When any of your Digimon digivolve, and their ghost, tap the tamer and they gain rush. So when you play, say your guys die, you do your big turn, you play out Searcher Rookie, where is it? Oive. You go into level 4. You can do that. You can do this all in one turn. Bam, you go into level 5. And then, just fucking start swinging. I don't know where level 5s are. Execute. Because then you can gain rush. And if you gain rush, you just swing again. Execute. Now, the one thing that will catch people up on this. So if you end of a turn attack with execute, and you do not gain enough memory back to keep turn from all your on deletion gain of memory, you cannot swing again because you've passed the end of a turn attack. You can't have multiple attacks. You can't just keep stacking attacks. You have to pass back turn and then digivolve again. So in this ideal world, you'd go into Bakimon off the tamer, digivolve him to pass turn, and then swing again, and then you can maybe do more shit with all these tamers. But it can be super strong when it pops off. That's why we want to play a lot of fucking Violets. And then we do play one of the memory setter. I don't even know if I need to. I might just replace it with this one. It just feels really bad. It doesn't feel like you want to play this. I mean, this does have the start of main phase. We'll talk about this now. Return one of your tamers, this one, to the bottom of the deck, and then you play a Violet from your hand without paying the cost. Then, if you don't have a Digimon, you can play a Ghostmon from your trash. That's fine, but I feel like you kind of want these on board to gain the rush. This one just, you might need more memory. Starting the turn at 3 is really good, and then it allows you also to trash an option card or a ghost and draw one every turn. So that's really good for building up your trash if you get this out. And then speaking of option cards, to round off this deck, 2 wisdom training just for, searching. lowering the Digivolve cost for those early turns. 2 unique emblems. Feel like it's a strong card. I don't know how many, we want to play. I think 2 is a good starter number. I don't know if we, because you can't. I don't know. I don't. I can see the argument for playing more of this, but it also feels like I'd rather play trainings. This training to get the search because you need to see your pieces in order to do shit. And this isn't searching; it's just kind of playing shit out, which is thinning your hand size out even more, which is kind of the problem. But I could see an argument. I could definitely play more later, but we're not because I'm still playing Apparition Legion at a one of. It's just a really funny option that you can win game with, and now you have an option to play a level 7. If you take a 7 and a 2 from your opponent's deck, you can play them out. But I don't know. It's a funny option, and the security effect to play a level 5 or lower is really strong, and you can just win game with it. So it's always good to have it one of, because it just can get you that rush you need to end it off. But that's kind of Ghost. I feel like it's got a lot of new toys to play with, namely Dullahamon. Dullahamon is really cool. He's really strong, but you don't always need him. I think with the old level 6 can still kind of do most of the things he can do, but I think it's better now. The better, more ideal play is to go from the level 5 into this level 7 and then play out the old level 6. And that's kind of the ideal nowadays, is do this for your first 2 checks, play out your guy on delete something, play out a level 5, and then just have like, okay, deal with this. Or if you have enough memory gain, you keep turning. You're like, okay, then I do more checks, and I can do so many. Or I could combo with Chimera. I feel like this deck has a lot of options, a lot of plays you can make, which makes it a fun deck to play. It's not just doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, you're kind of building toward the same style of play, but you have a lot of ways to get there. And that's what I feel like Ghost excels with. It's like, well, you're constantly managing your trash, and you're getting a bunch of resources whenever you delete things. And it has like execute and attack into your opponent's Digimon. Just feel like that's the thing people miss out on. Like, you don't have to attack into just security. You can swing into a Digimon that isn't suspended. So that's really nice. It's a very unique keyword that you can only use in this deck. So thank you for watching. I've been Blue Raspberry Gamer. This has been Ghost BT23. Dul Ahamon. He's here. He's ready. Make sure you try this deck out. Make sure you comment what you would change down below. And I will see you all later for more deck profile action.